FMU, you're on the air.
Hey, is this Tom?
It is Tom.
Hey, Tom, it's Mark Remington, the music critic over at the Newbridge Herald-Times Republican Herald.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how's it going?
It's going all right.
Hey, listen, real quick, I'm just putting together my year-end top 10 list for the paper, and I wanted to see how it jives with yours. I know you're probably putting one together, too.
Yeah, I've been kind of thinking about who like the best records of 2011.
Right. Well, here's what I got.
Okay.
I got F'd Up.
Yep.
Jay-Z.
Okay.
The Ets.
Mm-hmm.
Wild Flag.
Yeah.
David Quinnfelder. St. Vincent.
Okay.
Y Oak. Kurt Vile. And my number one, Tom Waits.
Okay. Well, that's. But who's that one you named there in the middle of the pack?
Oh, Wild Flag. You don't know about them? It's Janet and Carrie from Sleater-Kinney, Mary from Helium, and Rebecca from the Minders. They're actually on Letterman in a couple hours. You should check it out if you haven't heard them.
No. I know who they are. I know who they are. There was another name in there though.
Oh, Tom Waits.
No. I know who Tom Waits is.
St. Vincent.
No, I know who that is. There's one other one in there.
Oh, David Quinnfelder.
Yes.
You don't know him?
No. Who is David?
Oh my
Quinnfelder?
God, you got to check this guy out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What's he like?
Well, he's incredible. He's kind of like it's a crazy story. He's like the J.D. Salinger of rock and roll.
Really?
Yeah. He made this one incredible album. His debut album. It came out last week. Mm-hmm. And the word on this guy is that he's already checked out. Like he's retired.
After one record.
One record, but man, I'll tell you one thing. This cat said more in one album than most artists say in their whole career. It's crazy.
David Quinnfelder.
Yes, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Quinnn.
Okay.
Felder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Musically, it's like a cross between Syd Barrett, Jeff Mangum from Neutral Milk Hotel, and Kevin Shields, that kind of thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do yourself a big favor and check out his album. It's called Serpent and Donkey, The Relevance of Shapes.
Serpent? What is it? Serpent and Donkey?
Serpent and Donkey.
Serpent and Donkey.
The Relevance of Shapes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, okay.
I'm dying to get an interview with this guy.
Uh-huh.
I talked to his publicist. He's gone. He's done. He won't talk to anybody.
Really?
Yeah, they can't even get up with him. Publicist said that she thinks that he moved to the most remote part of, what's it called, Mount Newbridge.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's behind Newbridge Mountain.
That's pretty remote.
Way out there, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've never gone anywhere.
I'll tell you something.
What's that?
I'll tell you something. Whoever does get an interview with this guy, they'd be a legend in their own right.
With David Quinnfelder.
Yep.
You know, man, I gotta. This is blowing my mind a little bit. I gotta hear this.
You gotta check it out.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a boogie. Maybe I'll see you on Thursday at the WNBG Christmas Crabathon. You gonna be at that?
I don't think I'm gonna make it to that.
Okay.
Well, yeah, David Quinnfelder.
Check it out. You will not be disappointed. I have a general idea what kind of stuff you dig.
Uh-huh.
So I think you'll like it. Anyway, I will talk to you later.
Okay.
All right, later on.
Thanks, man.
You got it. Bye.
All right, bye. FMU, you're on the air. FMU, you're on the air. Nobody. Whole lot of nobody. Whole lot of nobody. FMU, you're on the air.
Hi, is this the host?
Yes, this is the host.
Hi, I was spinning around the dial just a minute ago, and I heard my name mentioned.
Okay, who is this?
This is David Quinnfelder.
David Quinnfelder?
Yes.
Oh, wow, I was just talking to the guy who called before this. He's a critic for a Newbridge paper, the local Newbridge paper, and he was talking all about you.
Oh, That's who that was?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, man, that guy he could not have raved about your record more.
He had some nice things to say, it sounded like.
Yeah, yeah. And it just came out last week, he said?
It did, yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And he said you were calling it a day.
That's correct, yeah.
After one record, if one record that this guy's raving about that much.
Right.
Why would you kind of pack it in now?
Well, look, I'm an artist. I create. I'm not on this planet to become a piece of product or a clog in the machine that is the record business. That's not what I'm all about.
Okay.
And I'll be darned if I'm going to take it up the chute from these industry drones and bean counters.
Well, I got to say, I'm kind of not sure what that means, but can you just watch what you're saying here?
What did I say?
Because you said a phrase that you're not going to. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to. What you were about industry people, you weren't going to be offended by them or whatever the context.
I wasn't going to take it up the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I just got to tell you, David, you just got to keep it clean, or I got to hang up because there are restrictions for these things.
Oh, come on! Don't be a dink-a-donk.
Well, I don't. That's a weird thing to call someone. And I just got to tell you, you're kind of. A lot of these guys who do the one record and then they pull the plug on the whole thing. It's like a thing. What
do you mean?
Because I think they get intimidated that they're not going to be able to beat their masterpiece. Like they make one record, it's the record for them. It's like the masterpiece, and then they kind of get intimidated or scared of trying to top it or whatever, and then they get kind of frozen up, and trying to do it, and then they kind of, they stop trying.
Oh, well, you think I got nothing more in the tank? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't know, but it sounds like you have one record that this guy's raving about. It sounds like you're already kind of, like I said, pulling the plug on your career.
Hey, look, believe me, there's plenty more where that came from. Okay.
So you.
I actually recorded a second album, but I threw the master tape in Lake Newbridge.
So.
Or did I?
What?
Or did I?
Or did you? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Look. I'll be honest, okay? I can totally identify with J.D. Salinger on this on a lot of things, but this one specifically, I don't feel obligated to have to share my gifts with the world or anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You got one masterpiece from me. That's enough. Savor it, you ingrates.
Wow. So, but you really think your album is a masterpiece?
Well, that's not for me to say, of course. I mean, you've never heard Dylan or Springsteen or any of those cats claiming that their albums were masterpieces, did you? That's for the critics to say.
Okay, so that's up to the critics.
I think so, and judging by what I heard earlier tonight, one critic already thinks it is a masterpiece. Look, why don't you judge for yourself, okay? Mm-hmm. Google David Quinnfelder. It's Quinnfelder, and you'll see my MySpace page, and it's got a couple tracks from the new album, and I would say do your listeners a favor and patch it into the board and let them hear it too.
Well, I do have to say, David, I'm very intrigued to hear it.
You should be, yeah.
Well, but I also, you're saying things. I'm a little worried based on the way you were talking that there might be some unairable things on this.
Oh, come on.
Well, no, I have to be.
Well, as I said before, don't be a dink-a-dunk.
Okay, see, but you've got weird stuff, and then you said another phrase earlier that was questionable.
That shoot thing I said?
Yeah. So it's hard for me to play something without screening it.
Okay, well, all right, well,
you know what?
I don't know. Screen it on your own. I don't know how you would do that.
Well, you know what? I mean, look, I have you on the line right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I can listen to if you can hang tight. I can listen to it off
Oh, and
air.
kind of like vet it, you mean, or something? Kind of like check it out?
And then make sure it's kind of good for the air. And then
That
I'll
works.
be glad.
That works
to
for
play.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So you said go to your...
Just Google me. It's easier just to do that, and then you find it. I'm not sure. It's something /MySpace. So just I don't know the exact address, but just Google me, and then I think it's the first thing that comes up. It's got to be. It's got to be the only thing that comes up at this point.
Okay. David Quinnfelder. There we go. Okay, let me just pop these headphones out.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Oh my God. Wow.
I knew it. I knew he'd dig it.
Oh my God.
This is totally a reaction it usually gets. It's awesome.
Oh wow. This is... Oh. Holy cow.
He's giggling. He's so into it. He just can't believe it, which I totally dig.
Well, I just checked out the first cut up there.
I know, right?
Oh my God is all I can kind of say.
Yep.
That is maybe the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
What? What is?
The thing on your MySpace page.
Are you sure you were listening to someone else, maybe?
No, it sounds like...
There might be another David Quinnfelder.
No, well, it was like Serpent, something like that, like the title, yeah. It's like I mean, reference-wise, the only thing I can compare it to is like if Eddie Money was like the lead singer for Asia, and then they were covering like late period Dickies songs.
What?
Yeah.
I don't think you heard my music.
Oh, I heard your music.
No. See, if you know what you're talking about, you would recognize this as being my Into the Airplane and Out to Sea. My Lovelies.
I think it's In the Airplane over the sea.
Oh.
Right? And then what did you say? Your what was the other one?
Lovelies.
Lovelies? You
Yeah.
mean that might be Loveless.
My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah, Loveless.
Oh.
Not Lovelies.
Oh.
Those are like the last records from Neutral Milk Hotel and My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah, before those guys went away, yeah.
Uh-huh. And well, what I just heard could not have sounded less like either of those things. You know. Well, who put this out, if you don't mind me asking?
Who what?
What label put this out?
Oh, Quinnfelder Sonic Records.
I'm sorry, what?
Quinnfelder Sonic Records?
Why? So Quinnfelder Sonic Records.
Yeah.
And your last name happens to be Quinnfelder.
It is, yes, yeah.
So I'm assuming that's your label?
No, I might have stock in it. I'm not really sure though.
You might own some stock in it.
Yeah. Hey, would you be interested? I'd be glad to send you a couple.
Okay. You'd send me a couple. What did you say?
Skids. A couple skids.
A couple skids.
Yeah.
Well, how many copies are on a skid?
I don't know. 13,620.
What's that?
13,620.
13. So each skid has over almost 14,000 copies.
Yeah, they're big skids now. I don't know if you've seen a skid lately, but
I haven't seen a skid of CDs lately. No.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't like a word that you said, and I'll tell you one thing right now.
What's
that? You will not talk ill of my work, you critic dip.
I'm not a critic.
You sound like one. And I'll tell you one thing. Here's the main problem I have with this. I can't have you tainting other people's perceptions of my art with your jealous judgments, you sad ball munch.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, don't appreciate the name calling. But David, can I just ask you a question here?
Yes.
You know, I Googled you, David Quinnfelder.
Mm-hmm.
And
that MySpace thing came
the
up.
MySpace thing came up, but a bunch of other things came up too.
Really? Like what?
Like there's this. It's like a picture of you on this website.
Uh-huh.
It's like you're standing next to like. It's like a 12-foot object. I guess it kind of looks like a piece of fudge shaped into like a half dog, half bong kind of hybrid.
Well, oh, jeez. First of all, I told GoDaddy to take that down, that website and the others. Secondly, that is a clay sculpture that I made, and it's actually called Half Animal Part Party Machine.
So you're an artist also.
I was, yes. Yeah.
So this is your site for your art?
Well, it was at one point, several years ago.
Yeah. Well, there's only like one picture on this site.
Right. Yeah.
Of you with this thing.
Yeah. Thanks to you guys, I entered it into an art show, and this dumb critic tore it to shreds the day it started at the show, and it tainted how people saw it. So I was kind of ruined, and basically he said it looked something akin to something that would come out the back end of a dog, a sick dog.
No, that's pretty. That's not a good review.
It's pretty mean. It's pretty cruel.
Well, it's not a good review, but I mean, it's not a. Look, I gotta say, I don't know a ton about art, but this is not great. It's not that far off.
Well, that hurts, and I'll tell you one thing. This thing should have been my Whistler's mother, my American Gothic. But jealous people like you ruined it for me. Thank you.
And what is it? There's another thing with you on it.
What is it?
It's like a short film.
That's still up? Oh, jeez. Well, lucky for you, it looks like you found another wing of the Quinnfelder Museum. Yeah.
The Quinnfelder Museum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, again, I can't.
Well, I'll give you a little backstory. It's something that I wrote, I directed, I produced, and I starred in. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna.
I think you'll love it.
Well,
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna. I can't. I think I might just have to.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you one thing. This thing isn't really that safe for work, so put the headphones on.
Yeah, it says on it NSFW.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike Huckabee's Pact with America. All right. It's a guy dressed like Mike Huckabee walking across a cornfield. Is that you?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that you? It looks like you got a pillow under your shirt. You're kind of waddling around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
right. Now you're talking about values, saying all these things you won't do as president.
Yep.
Okay.
Why are you laughing?
Not going to take special interest money, and you won't foreign. Well, not okay. You're not going to be beholden to. You're basically saying
that's right. I will not be beholden.
Yeah. Okay. Now you're at like a buffet.
I can't believe you're not laughing.
Mm-hmm. It's like you're eating from a steamer tray. It's like, is that fried chicken?
This part slays everybody.
Yeah. You're like, as president, I won't eat vegetables. Now you just poured a tray of pudding down your pants. Now you're in a strip club.
I knew you'd laugh.
You're in a. You're getting like a. This is filthy.
No, it's not. It's good fun.
No, this is like a. All right, now you just said I won't get busy like this if I'm president.
Yeah.
Now you're in a Target.
Mm-hmm.
No shirt.
Right.
Oh my God! You just jumped out. You just jumped out from behind a rack and screamed in a woman's face.
Yes. Yeah.
And you just said, "If I'm your president, I won't do this either." I gotta shut this off. This is just so stupid.
Wait! No! You didn't even get to the part where I go to the nursing home.
I don't have time for this, David.
Oh. Sound like those crabs, Farrell and McKay.
What's that?
I said you sound like those crabs, Will Ferrell and Adam McKay.
Why is that? I mean, the Funny or Die?
Exactly. That's where I first put it up.
You had this up at Funny or Die.
I did, yeah. They hated it, those guys.
Yeah. It didn't. Did it die the way? Because people vote on those things.
Yeah.
At that site, either it's judged to be funny, or it dies.
Yeah. They told me that it scored so low that it broke the meter.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The meter actually wanted to go in reverse, and it broke.
Like below.
Like somehow it was below zero, the score, which I think they totally rigged.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They actually sued me because they said I also did irreparable damage to the reputation of Funny or Die.
That because of this video.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I actually had to go to court and get grilled by Will Ferrell.
Really?
Yeah, he acted as their lawyer.
You actually got sued.
I did. Yeah, he was very mean to me, Tom.
Uh-huh. Well, what happened?
Well, at one point, both him and Adam McKay were alternating between whipping me with their crisp, untucked shirts and beating me with their briefcases.
Uh-huh. This is in a court of law.
It was in a court of law, and the judge actually ruled that I didn't have to pay any damages, but I could never see any of their movies again, ever.
Anything that Will Ferrell does?
Yeah, yeah. And they're very strict about it.
How strict?
Well, I was at a Best Buy recently, and they were playing Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
On the TV screens, and
Okay.
I stopped to look at it just for a second,
Uh-huh.
and out of nowhere comes a security guy, and he beat me with his nightstick. He beat me real bad, Tom, and I had big bruises on my whipple. What?
So you got beat because you stopped to look at a display television playing Talladega Nights.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And as a result of my injuries, it meant I could have no hand, mouth, or back fun for a couple of weeks.
No, please, can we not talk about that stuff, David?
Okay. Well, anyway, those guys, they ruined my reputation, and that was my big shot at being like Orson Welles, my Citizen Kane.
Mm-hmm.
But they blew it for me.
So this was your Citizen Kane.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
This Mike Huckabee. When did you do this?
Years ago when he was running.
Yeah. Well, so this was your Citizen Kane.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh. And this is the last thing you did?
Yep, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you ingrates don't deserve another one out of me, that's for sure.
Oh, man, I don't know what to tell you, David.
Well.
You just... Oh. Did you write a novel?
It's actually called a webvol, okay?
What's a webvol?
Well, it's a web novel.
Oh, a web novel.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Is that up there?
Yes.
Oh, geez.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, GoDaddy.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's your win, I guess, because you get to see it and experience it.
What is the name of this book? The Precision of a Pale Fire?
Yes, yeah, yeah. Sounds smart, doesn't it?
Well, it sounds kind of pretentious.
Well, it sounds smart.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Check it out.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump into this.
Okay.
So this is like okay. I'm going to read. Do you mind if I read some of this?
No, not at all, no.
Chapter 6. Dracula lit another cigarette and turned to face President Roosevelt. So, your middle name is Delano, yes?
Hang on. Do a Dracula voice, okay? Sell it.
Sell it?
Yeah.
You want me to sell this?
I want you to, yeah. I want you to give it the respect it deserves. Do a Dracula voice. Come on, jerk.
You know what? Fair enough. Okay, Dracula lit another cigarette and turned to face President Roosevelt. So, your middle name is Delano, yes? We don't have that name in Transylvania. The wheelchair-bound world leader looked askance at the bloodsucker and declared, "It means righteous one." FDR took a pause and locked eyes with Dracula. He swallowed hard, not unlike a snake digesting a rat or mouse it had preyed upon in a cornfield, with the intent of supping upon its rodent flesh. Flesh and blood.
I forgot how good this was.
Flesh and blood. Blood. Let's cut the horseplay and get down to brass tacks, Dracula. You know I wouldn't have called you again if it wasn't important. I thought as much, Delano, Dracula answered, savoring the president's middle name the way he would quite often savor the neck of one of his uncountable victims. Being immortal was hard. The succor he received from drinking blood was cold comfort most days, and this was most certainly not one of those days. This man, he wouldn't happen to be in Germany, would he? He would. His name is Adolf Hitler, and he's a piece of filth, and I need your help in taking this skunk out. What's in it for me? The caped vampire asked, sucking long and hard on his Pall Mall, blowing the smoke in the air, watching the vapors dance and disperse. Dancing and dispersing. It seemed like life was a series of dances and dispersions sometimes. Knowing that mankind can be free of a tyrant. Dracula thought for a second, then answered immediately. I'm in, Frank, but I'll need help. He then jumped into his time machine and traveled back to get his hands on a dinosaur. And I'm not reading after this. He got his hands on something else. This is... Wow.
Well, you didn't read it right.
I didn't read it right?
No, that wasn't a Dracula voice. You got to really hit those V's. I want to do this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm going back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you didn't really sell it, but
yeah.
I forgot how good that was, really.
That was...
I was hanging on every word, and I wrote the stuff.
It was not good.
Well, didn't you think FDR was cool?
I don't know. Like, what happened? So it's a time travel thing?
Mm-hmm.
With Dracula and FDR?
Yeah.
Like, how are you summing this book up?
What do you mean? Well,
what is it? So it's time travel. It's like a thriller,
It's like a whole new genre. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's like time horror thrill.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I'll tell you one thing. FDR, he's a hero to the wheelchair latched. Are they latched or are they bound? They're bound with like wires sometimes, right?
They're not bound with wires.
I think they are.
They're not at all.
Well, you don't know anything, you know.
Uh-huh. I don't know anything.
You don't know anything,
uh-huh.
you know.
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you something. Some jealous, know-nothing critics really laid into this thing the day it went up, and that once again it tainted people's perceptions of my work, and it got taken down. And another bad thing was that it served as the death nail of the Webvol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there are no more Webvols because of this.
Nope, and this is going to be my Catcher and the Rye, but those jerks ruined it for me.
Your what?
My Catcher and the Rye.
Catcher and the
yeah,
Rye?
Crack a classic much? It doesn't sound like you do.
Well, it's called Catcher in the Rye.
I don't think so, is it?
It's not Catcher and
I know what it's about, yeah. It's about Holden Caulfield.
What's that?
It's about Holden Caulfield?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you did. So you read Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah. I guess I thought it was a different title, though.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but he's a hero, of course.
Yeah.
Salinger.
What is... Man, there's so much of you up here. What is face in a can?
I just hope I'm not still being billed by GoDaddy.
Uh-huh.
You know, I got to look into that. Geez.
Look, that's your business. What is face in a can?
There's not a link to that.
Well, there's a link to it, but it comes up dead when I click on it.
Thank God.
Uh-huh.
Oh, geez. Well, that was the one I was counting on for my, my big Recluse money.
For you?
And
uh-huh.
Yeah, and two of my big heroes are Joe Francis and the dearly departed Billy Mays.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The pitchmen.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, Joe Francis is the Girls Gone Wild guy.
He's a great filmmaker, also.
Uh-huh. Well, he's kind of a dirtbag.
No, he's not. You know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
Jealous much? Sounds like you are.
Well, I'm not jealous at all. So these guys are your heroes?
Yes. Yeah, they inspired me to invent a very important product that, had people used it correctly, would have made so many people feel so good about themselves and also netted me a massive fortune.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. How so?
Well, Tom, not everyone can be good-looking like us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just got to say, David, I've been looking at your face for the last 20-something minutes.
Mm.
I don't know if I would call you good-looking so much.
Wait, what?
I mean, I've been looking at your face here. You're talking about yourself like you're saying you're not everybody can be good-looking like us.
I'm hot. Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Look, I'm a 9
Uh-huh.
on a scale of 8.
You're a 9.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. I'm one extra.
Well, I think we might have to disagree on that, David.
Okay, well we will. Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, let me tell you about Face in the Can. Okay.
Yeah, please.
It was designed to help. How best to say this? Those poor unfortunates, the grade A uggos. The 3 baggers.
The what?
The grade A uggos.
The great. So
The 3 baggers.
3 baggers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've heard that thing, right?
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, that's really kind of mean.
Well,
Yeah.
this product would have solved this problem for everybody, for all the uggos.
Uh-huh. Can you stop saying uggos, please?
Well, come on.
What?
I like it. I think it's a fun term.
It's a fun term. Well, it's kind of mean.
Well, it's better than saying the uglies, isn't it?
Well, it's a tie.
Okay. Well, anyway, Face in a Can was just what the title says it was.
Mm-hmm.
You pointed it at your face, and your face was then you put down on the thing, and your face was blessed with the likeness of your choice of some of the world's most attractive faces in today's society.
Uh-huh.
Brad Pitt, Megan Fox, George Clooney, Diane Sawyer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Diane Sawyer.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean she's attractive, but you're saying it's like the most attractive faces in today's society.
Yeah, one of the most edible. Yeah.
No,
What?
okay, stop it.
Anyway.
So Face in a Can.
Yeah.
What did you do? How did you do it?
Well, you spray it in your face.
Uh-huh.
Basically, it was a flesh-colored epoxy that bonded to your face. And I'll tell you, it was brilliant.
Really?
Yeah. Unfortunately, people were holding the can at the wrong angle, and the epoxy somehow targeted and bonded to the nasal passages of people, and there were a couple problems in there.
Like
yeah.
what kind of problems?
Oh, let me think. There were instances of watery eyes, runny nose, chronic whooping belch, heart stoppage, acute full-blown organ shutdown, mild headache, sore throat, a little bit of diarrhea, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you said something about organ shutdown.
That might have been one of them. Yeah. Yeah. I think I vaguely remember that too. Yeah.
So you've got this stuff. People are basically spraying this Face in a Can on their face.
Yeah.
And
had they done it correctly, you would spray it. A minute later, it dries. George Clooney, Diane Sawyer. But they held it at the wrong angle, I guess.
And then they were suffering from all these afflictions.
Well, they didn't suffer that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean they didn't suffer that long?
Well, then their suffering stopped eventually.
So are you saying they were dying?
Define dying.
Ceasing to live.
Yes.
Okay. Well, and how many people did Face in a Can kill?
12.
What's that?
712.
Oh my God.
I lost everything in the court case. Yeah, I was actually barged for 3 years as a result of that.
Really?
Yeah, they sent me out into the Sea of Newbridge. It was just like that volleyball movie that Tom Hanks co-starred in.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'd say co-starred.
Oh.
I think he might have been.
He was in it.
Yeah. So Face in the Can broke you.
It did, yeah. But on the positive end, Kern Pharmaceuticals actually bought the Face in the Can patent from me, so they'll be all nice and ready when Obama's death panels take effect.
When what?
When Obama's death panels take effect.
The death panels.
Oh, have you heard about these things?
Yeah, and I
thought they started already. But Kern thinks that when that actually kicks in full time, that Face in the Can will be the best-selling death agent out there on the market.
So they're selling it as a death agent.
They are, yeah.
That you're saying will get purposed over to the government?
Yeah.
Well,
I sold the patent, so I don't get anything on it, which is a bummer. Yeah. But anyway, because people didn't use it correctly, I got screwed out of being a multi-billionaire, and now Recluse Acres is in danger of being foreclosed on. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I don't know what to tell you, David.
Why can't I just be heralded? Why can't I be like the genius who wrote 3 Inches of Power? Not fair.
Hey, what is Recluse Acres? You just mentioned a second ago.
Recluse Acres is the gated compound I've been building for the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was supposed to be paid for with the money from first the sculpture, which got poo-pooed, then the video, which you didn't get, the Webville, which will be a big success when I'm gone. Mm-hmm. Face in the Can, I should have made a lot on my musical version of Dr. Detroit, which it turns out I needed the rights to. My political career, which tanked also. But forces that be kept me from attaining it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, I gotta just say, David, it seems like you're there's like a pattern here to everything you're doing.
I know. Everyone keeps screwing me. They don't want to ruin me because they're jealous.
No, it's like you do something one time, right?
Go on.
Yeah. It's because you're patterning yourself after these people who are like doing the one brilliant thing and then kind of fading away.
Well, Tom, I'm cut from the same cloth that they're cut from.
But the difference is you haven't done anything good.
Sure I have. You saw the great art that I produced.
Well, what are you talking about? I saw the
sculpture.
The sculpture was
the
terrible.
Video.
The video was one of the worst things I've ever seen.
See, I don't get that at all.
Well, I saw it.
My parents really liked it.
Yeah. You're David. You're not good at these things.
Well, we could argue about that all night. Just hate being in this holding pattern. I'm in this weird recluse limbo. I'm tired of it. I've got Recluse Acres, which I'm very excited about, but it's looking like that might go away. I've already picked out my young lover, just like Salinger. Yeah, I'm 48. She's 22. What?
Well, you picked out your young lover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does she know she has been picked out?
Define no.
Well, David, it's
what else? I've already decided who's going to play me in the movie of my life. When I'm gone, I disappeared.
Yeah.
People are hailing me.
Yeah.
I want that kid who plays the Wolfman in those Twilight movies. Yeah, he looks like a college wrestler.
Yeah, David. The thing, that's I forget what that kid's name is. The thing you're doing, you want to be something. You want just to be the reclusive genius, but you're not a genius. Like, you're building the mythology of all these things, and then you're like that. The critic who called earlier,
right? Yeah. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, you wouldn't have happened to had anything to do with that. Are
you accusing me of knowing him?
I think I'm accusing you a little bit more.
Like what?
Well, of being him.
Oh, I'm not him.
Yeah. You're not the critic? That wasn't you.
I might know him.
Yeah. You might know him. Oh, yeah. So a guy happens to, let me just get this straight.
Right.
A critic calls me.
Yeah.
Starts raving about this new artist.
Yeah.
David Quinnfelder.
Yeah.
And tells me I got to check his record because he's a recluse now.
Right. Yeah.
Totally setting the legend.
Right. For
this guy. And that whoever gets the first interview with this guy is also going to be a legend. Right?
Yeah, sounds like they did you a favor. This
and
critic and me.
1 minute later, you call.
Well, I just happened to be listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Look.
So that's just a huge coincidence.
I can tell you're a big doubter of this whole thing of me.
Well, you're.
Yeah.
You're just. It's like you're building the mythology without having any talent.
Well, I have one thing that will cement the mythology.
What's that?
My podcast.
Your podcast.
Yeah, I'm doing a podcast.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What's that going to be?
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What exactly is a podcast?
It's like a web radio show. What?
Oh no.
What is that?
Oh no. Oh, well.
What is that?
Thank you, Tom.
What?
I don't know what happened, but looks like the Newbridge Mortgage Police found me.
And what is that?
I'm done. I guess they got their tank fixed because that's what that looks like.
Well, David, I don't. This is not my fault.
I'm gonna climb in a tree and hide for a couple months. Jerk.
Dave. Wow.